The international break is over. Thank God the Premier League is back. But most importantly, the RedFlex is here again.
Hello, welcome to the RedFlex Live, brand new Man United channel where we do match reviews, previews, transfers, everything to do with Manchester United.
It's what you've all been waiting for. I know that these last few weeks have been difficult for everyone because we've not been here, but we're here and it is the four horsemen of the apocalypse are here. All four members are here. Full house, rare full house for the return of the Premier League, the return of Manchester United, and hopefully the return of winning ways for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and his men. Let's get straight into it. The game is today. We're playing Brighton and it should be a victory. But first, we're going to talk about who should be in goal. David De Gea didn't really play for Spain much over the international break. A lot of talk about, whether he should go or he's going to go. There's some reports today that, he's willing to take a pay cut to go back to Spain. Let's kick it off then. Harris.
Yeah, I mean, it was always going to be that debate, wasn't there? As soon as Henderson played those 4 or 5 games in a row, and there was a couple where De Gea was available. It's an interesting one. I mean, from his press conference, De Gea, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer hasn't obviously said who his number one is, so that's interesting. Whereas in the past, I think he was kind of saying, David De Gea is my number one, whereas that kind of narrative has kind of changed a little bit. Whereas I think they're both going to get games. We're still in Europe, so they'll get a fair share of the game. But from the sounds of what, from the tone of what he said, I think it will be David De Gea starting today. Later on this evening.
Interesting that, Cass. Okay. Who should start for you? Who's your number one?
I think Henderson. He's done more than enough to prove that he should be Manchester United's number one.
But what has he done?
I think he's just shown in those games. What he's shown is he offers something to Manchester United that David De Gea doesn't. David De Gea notoriously is known as a shot stopper. That's what he's good at. But recently, we found that he's not that good at doing that either. And Dean Henderson can actually assist. He's more of a modern day goalkeeper, you would say, than David De Gea.
I think we've had 1 or 2 assists, maybe 1 or 2.
How many assists has David De Gea had?
But then again, the last 7 years, how many times have we played attacking football? So
no, we haven't played attacking football.
Exactly. So maybe it's not his fault. Maybe it's not his fault.
We're not playing attacking football right now.
No, but as in we've been playing a little bit here and there. So what's to say that it's not because of that? Maybe it's the style of play's changed. Maybe that's obviously since he's injured. It's just something that's come about in the style of play that we've changed.
I don't even think it's just assists. I think even just the basics in terms of his kicking, I have found so many times the ball goes back to De Gea and he just messes up his kick and it just goes literally to the first opposition player. It's happened quite a few times. It's when in the games that he's been playing, and Henderson has got a big kick in him. And for me, I don't know. Obviously, opinions are there, but for me, I think Henderson should be given the number one spot for now.
Abdul, what about De Gea, man? The guy was, player of the year so many years for us. The guy's got, the guy deserves. He's got some credit in the bank. He's not completely. It's not as if he's completely fell off the edge. It's just this new young buck's come along and you're just disregarding him completely. What about all the years where he saved us? Does he not deserve a little bit of more time, or is it over?
Evolution.
I think for me, this term "credit in the bank" isn't great because it means that they're in the team without actually being able to kind of show that they deserve to be in the team.
No, but what has he done that shows you he doesn't deserve it? Like how many howlers has he done?
I was just saying that term itself for me doesn't sit well. But in my own opinion, David De Gea is still the number one. Dean Henderson though has proved that he's able to do well, but is he able to do well on a consistent basis, and is he able to do well in those big games? That's something we need to see in the future. But the actual drop off between David De Gea and Dean Henderson isn't that great. So either one who starts, it doesn't really make a difference. That's probably why people are saying let's get rid of David De Gea.
I think, to be fair, it's not going to be that easy to get rid of David De Gea.
He's
I
on
think
a
it's
huge
going to be
money.
his choice. Yeah, it's going to be his choice, really. If he's willing to take a pay cut to go back to Spain because he wants to spend time with his wife and kid, then maybe the decision's going to be taken out of our hands. And maybe Solskjaer's prepping us by making Dean Henderson seem like the saviour because David's already made his mind up. Like, it's pretty unprecedented for any player to be given that amount of time off middle of the season. I think I can only remember, I think Rooney once was given some time to go to some sort of fat camp in America. And that's the only ever time I've ever heard of any Manchester United player being given time off middle of the season. So maybe it's sort of like, we're prepping towards this anyway. David's already made his decision. The Man United PR machine is, churning out the Henderson press. So when David does go, it's sort of like, yeah, it's all right, no worries. Could be that. Yes, no?
Yeah, I mean, it might well be that, but to be honest, I think most United fans don't see much of a difference between the two goalkeepers. And if David Gea does want to go, and what you're saying is actually true, then I don't think many United fans are going to actually be that bothered, although they'll be very thankful of what he's done for United over the last
100%,
7 years.
Yeah, have to be.
10 years he's been there, right? How long's he been there?
He's been there, yeah, he must have, because I'm sure he joined when he was like 18, 19.
Yeah.
So he's 30 now, so yeah.
Yeah, so although the first few years he was pretty poor, but then after that he developed into a world-class goalie. For me, he's still world-class, although he seems to be more error-prone than he ever was before. But the actual drop-off, as I said earlier, between the two isn't that great. So either whoever's in net is pretty much the same thing. Other than, I think you mentioned, Qasim, Dean Henderson distribution is much better. But his shot stopping, I'm not sure about, whether it's still on par with David De Gea.
I think in terms of David De Gea's legacy at Manchester United, if he left this summer, we'd all be saying, he's been great.
Legend, I'd say.
Legend. But if it goes on for another year or two and then he becomes Henderson's understudy, it will ruin that moment for David De Gea. So it might be best for both parties.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, if Ollie's already decided that he wants Henderson to be his number one, then I think he owes it to David to say, look, Henderson's going to be number one next year. I don't want you to look like a number two, ruin your legacy. Let's move you on. If you have to take a pay cut, take a pay cut. Do it for your respect. Do it, yeah, like you said, Qasim, do it for your legacy. But anyway, moving on. Brighton game today, Harris. Should be.
You say that.
Routine, should be routine. But
yeah, I mean,
can you see any danger?
I mean, we've said this before, haven't we, when we play Sheffield United? But look, for me, the big thing is Leicester have lost, Chelsea lost. This is a massive, massive opportunity to cement that second place now.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to get a better opportunity because we've got Tottenham, could easily end up being a draw. By the way, I do think if we remain unbeaten after the Tottenham game, I think we will go the whole season without being beaten away. I think the last couple of away games, I think it's two more after Tottenham. I think they're against one's against Wolves, is it? And I think another one, I can't remember who, but again, teams that we shouldn't be losing to. But anyway, yeah, going back to the Brighton game, it's a game we have to win. We have to win it. Other teams are now going to be trying to circle in. You've got West Ham, you've got Tottenham. These teams, and if they win today, they're going to be kind of circling in on that kind of fourth, third. It's all going to become very congested. Be a great opportunity for us to kind of move away from that pack and just end the debate of whether we're going to get into the top four. I think that's pretty much done anyway. But we can kind of cement top three or even top two if we can get a win today and even beat Tottenham next week.
Might be a bit early for top two, but definitely in the top four race. Notoriously in the past, Cass, every time we come back from international break or every time we have an extended break, we always come back with vengeance and we always come back with a winning run. Is it going to be the same this time?
I believe that we will beat Brighton. Just going back to the Leicester game, obviously that performance was probably one of our poorest performances of the season. So I think Man United players owe it to themselves to prove a lot of people wrong, which you could say they've been doing all season. But just in regards to Brighton, let's not forget the last time we played Brighton. What an unbelievable game that was. Man United Absolutely
battered. Yeah, he got battered.
From every pillar to post. I don't know what that guy was on the left wing who just kept breaching us. What was he called? Was he called Dunk? No, what was he? The guy that just kept destroying
I can't remember.
us.
I know who you mean, but yeah, he was in acres of space every single time. Yeah.
All the time. And then let's not forget Bruno Fernandes's 97th, 98th minute penalty.
After the final whistle penalty.
The final whistle. So this game, if it's even half like that game or anything like that game, we're going to be in for a treat. But knowing Man United, it's probably going to be a 1-0, and probably uneventful. But I still take that because we need 3 points, and it's a very important 3 points if we can get it.
Abdul, who we starting? I think Harris has told us off camera that we've only got 2 injury concerns. Exclusively. Harris spoke to Ollie this morning. Exclusively revealed that Martial and Lindelof were strugglers. Yeah, they were strugglers. Yeah, they were strugglers. So, bearing that in mind, who's your team?
I don't think we have that many other options, to be honest, other than, I think it's going to be at the back. I think for me, the major kind of key decision, which is probably up in the air, is who starts. I would like to see David De-Gea start because he's not played football for that long, and just to get back in the kind of swing of things, get him back to match fitness in case he's needed again throughout the season. Other than that, I don't think we have many options up front. Anyway, Tony Marshall's out. It pretty much picks itself up front. Midfield options, hopefully, I think Pogba should have used these 2 weeks, hopefully now, to get back in better shape. So maybe he can last the whole game. That's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba. Not Paul Pogba on the left. I want to see Paul Pogba in the middle with Bruno Fernandes, and that will open up a lot of space for the rest of the team.
So, Harris, what about you?
Yeah,
shout out MZ.
Yeah, shout out MZ. I think for me, I think it'll be David De Gea. I think, we've got Granada, remember, so luckily we're in a position where we're not playing Tuesday or Wednesday, so there's no reason for Ollie to kind of mess his team about. He needs to play strongest team Thursday. Granada, again, you could play B team, and we should win that game. So luckily, those midweek games shouldn't really be much of an issue. You can play strongest team today, same against Tottenham. I think he'll play Henderson in the 2 games in Europe, and I think, unless obviously Dav makes a howler today, he'll also play against Tottenham. The only other question for me is how we get Donny van de Beek into this team for the last remaining part of the season, because if he doesn't play, if he doesn't play, I think he's gone. I think he's going to go. I think he wants to. I wouldn't be surprised that he went to the managers and said, "Look, I want to go," because he's just simply not at the game time. Look, we've got Granada, 100%. If he's not playing them 2 games, I'll be absolutely gobsmacked. Yeah. If he's not playing them 2 games, 100%, they should be nailed on for him to play in the 10. Bruno has a rest. So for me, it'll be Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Bailly, I think he'll play. Maguire, Shaw. His pivot, he loves a pivot. I'm totally against it, but I'm hoping he does go with one of them, one of the 3, Matic, Fred, or McTominay and Pogba. And then obviously you've got Bruno, and then I think it'll be, I know Rashford's injury concern as well, but I think he'll probably go with Rashford, Cavani, and James for me.
Yeah, James is probably going to start.
No Greenwood and no Ahmad for you, no?
No, Ahmad for me, no. Not starters anyway.
Cass, you want to rattle through yours?
Yeah, I pretty much
Dan
agree.
James, Qasim, right?
You know what? I'll be honest with you, I'm looking forward to seeing young Dan James.
Oh, here we go. The narrative changed.
Yeah.
Rumour has it, Cass, as well, that you seem to love this player on Pro Evolution Soccer as well.
He's very young. He's very young on Pro Evo, and he's explosive. He's quick, good for counter attacks. But look, my opinion on Dan James has not changed. Ultimately, he's not good enough for Manchester United. But where it has changed a little bit, before I used to say he didn't deserve to wear the Man United shirt. I'm going to take that back and say he does deserve.
Oh, exclusively
That's big.
He deserves the Manchester United shirt.
Oh, wow.
I think we're all in agreement. He's not first team quality. But let's see what he can do. We're looking forward to seeing. And another player I'm looking forward to seeing is Eric Bailly. I've not seen him for a while. I just love his aggressive nature in defence. is no nonsense football. So those two players I'm looking forward to.
Also, we'll see that comment that Qasim made. I want that to be part of the promo, the opening promo.
Yeah, that's going to be clipped up.
Dan James deserves to wear the shirt.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be clipped up. We're going to find an old one where he's dissing him and then play that at the same time as well.
The overall tune's not changed. It's been 2 weeks. We've been off air for a while, so I've come back. I want to give
time to reflect.
I'm the man of the people.
James quality.
I want to give people chances. Prove me
Oh,
wrong.
the winner for Wales, remember, with that bullet header? Do you remember?
Yeah, he did score for Wales, but ultimately,
World class.
I care about what he does for Man United. I don't care.
Hold on, Dan James, world class.
What?
World class header. No, world class header. I said world class header.
Okay, all right, okay. There's a difference. Yeah, okay.
Harris has got in trouble recently with some of his comments, so you never know what is going to come out of Harris's mouth.
What's any changes for you, Abdul? Anything different to what's been said already?
Not really. I mean, I think that's what's going to happen. For me, it has to be Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes in the middle. I don't want to see Paul Pogba shoved out on the left. He's not effective there. Although he did score against Milan in that position, I don't want him there. Once Paul Pogba plays with Fernandes, it doesn't matter. No. When they play together, Bruno Fernandes looks like $1 million again. Because all the attention goes back onto Paul Pogba, or it's at least shared attention, and that frees up Bruno Fernandes, and that's what we need for him to be able to do what he does.
Yeah, I agree. So this is MZ's team: Henderson, Bissaka, Shaw, Bailly, Maguire, McTominay, Pogba, Bruno, Dan James, Rashi, Cavani. With me, I don't know what the deal is with Cavani. All of these rumours coming out about him wanting to leave, being a bit disrespectful. I think that kind of, if there is any truth to that, he won't start, because I don't think Solskjaer would give anyone game time knowing that they're going to leave. He'd probably be on the bench. But
Tony Martial is out and he's fit. If he's leaving NSC, it doesn't matter. Everyone's saying the same for Paul Pogba. If he's leaving anyway, he's getting paid to play. He has to play if he's going to make a difference.
Yeah, valid. But I'd rather we play Ahmad, because he's the future on the right, obviously, and then Greenwood up front. But because he's the future, if Cavani's not going to be our future, then why we shouldn't really give him his minutes? I think
we can save Ahmad for Granada. He's got his 2 games there.
Yeah, but we might as well have some more, isn't it? The thing is, if we pay 35 mil for him, he needs to be playing every game. We can't, it's time.
He's
time.
Not ready. He's not ready to play in the Premiership.
Only way you get ready is by playing. But anyway, we'll see today. But yeah, I'm happy with the teams that most people have gone with. It probably will be Dan James. Let's be honest, it's going to be Dan James. Got to be Rashford. Got to be Cavani. Pogba has to play if he's fit. There's no two ways about it. There is no, you can't do the McFred when Pogba's fit. It's not possible.
No. I'm hoping to see Fred though.
I don't. No. I have no problem with Fred or McTominay playing. I probably prefer Fred to do that because he's a bit more defensive-minded, or not defensive-minded, but he gets in the way more of other players. He closes down nice. So him and Pogba is a sort of good combination for me. But yeah, we'll see anyway. We'll see how it goes today. Man United playing Brighton later on tonight, and no doubt we'll be back straight after the game to give you all the updates.
Score prediction. I'm going to go score prediction before we go. I'm going to go with 2-1 Man United.
2-1 Man United. Cass?
I'm going to go for 3-1 Man United.
3-1. Abdul?
I think either a 1-0 or 2-1. It's going to be a tight game. Brighton are very good on the ball. They actually like to keep hold of the ball. And they like to press, so it doesn't bode well for United. That's not the things that they like. So it's going to be a tight game.
I'm going for comfortable 2-0 professional 2-0. Our defensive record's been really good recently, so I don't see any reason why we're going to do anything different, and how these are going to pose any sort of threat to us compared to anyone else that we've played. And I think we'll probably just break them down. We'll probably hit them on the count. We'll get a goal late in the game when they actually come out to play. We'll hit them again. So 2-0 comfortable performance. But yeah, thanks for watching. Obviously, we'll be back now before and after each and every game. Please also follow us on Instagram and Twitter, where we have more conversations going on that you can join into. But that's it for now. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and support the RedFlex cause. And we will see you again later on tonight. Goodbye.